Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Rita. This is my channel 10 Red Lipsticks, and today we're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I'm actually right now in England. I'm filming this in advance. I'm on holidays, but I obviously will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day in Ireland where I live, and you might be doing the same, though you might live in other parts of the world or you might not know much about it. It is our national holiday in Ireland and celebrates the patron saint of Ireland, Saint Patrick, who brought Christianity to Ireland and taught people about the Holy Trinity with a shamrock. Not religious myself, not that into any of that stuff, but it is, you know, our fun national holiday. We've got parades, we've got celebrations, we like to have a few drinks, all of that kind of thing. This year it's a Monday, so I'm sure most people will be drinking a bit less than usual, but it is what it is. So I thought we would celebrate today by having a get ready with me video. We're going to do this look together and only use makeup from Irish brands. So most of these brands make their products internationally in labs in Korea, Germany, Italy, wherever else, but they are designed here in Ireland, and the brand owners may or may not live in Ireland, but the brand is based here. So we are going to be using products from Sculpted by Aimee, which I'd say is by far the favorite brand of like a lot of my friends. It's very, very popular. They're in Boots, they've got their own stores, they're all over the place and people love them. We're going to use a brand that I only came across quite recently on Instagram and just fell in love with the look of some of their products, Hildun Beauty, and even Ruth Foley, who I'm sure many of you know is another Irish YouTuber in the Project Pan, having fun chats about her makeup on YouTube space. And even Ruth had never heard of Hildun Beauty when I posted on my Instagram stories that I'd gotten some lovely bits from them. So I thought it'd be fun to share a brand people may have never heard of before. Then we're going to have a couple of bits from Kash Beauty. You might know, I think Kylie, I'm not sure how she pronounced her name. The founder, you might have seen her stuff around. She does like beautiful, really intense, maybe not special effects makeup, but like very intense makeup looks that are really cool, amazing artistry. And she has her online, Kash Beauty, and some stunning stuff. So got a couple of bits from them. And then I ran out of money in this project. So the last brand we're going to be talking about is PS. So that is Primark's makeup brand. Pennies is the OG. Their shop in Henry Street in Dublin. They were an Irish brand. They've now, obviously, it's a big international brand. They've got stores all over Europe, the US, etc. And I just ran out of money and they have some very affordable stuff. So I decided to go for them. It's an originally Irish brand. It's not as Irish anymore. I think, you know, the company is owned by some big international conglomerate or whatever. But originally an Irish shop, Pennies, which is huge. And definitely on the more drugstore, very, very affordable side of things. So I was able to plug the gaps of the stuff we were missing. I don't have an eyeshadow primer. That's the only thing. I could have gotten one from Be Perfect, which obviously is an Irish brand that a lot of you may have heard of. But I didn't want to order online just to get one thing, so I would have had to pay for shipping and all of that. And I had gotten everything else that I was using, so I just left it at that. I was able to find them in store with other products, but just not specifically the eyeshadow primer. I saw them in Boots, and actually on the ferry on the way over here there was a Be Perfect stand in the shop there, which I thought was really cool, but they didn't have the eyeshadow primer. Fair enough, it's not a product everybody uses, so I hope you'll forgive me for using my Catrice one. But other than that, we're going to achieve this full look start to finish. I don't have the most dramatic blush and bronzer on, but it is there. With all Irish makeup. So I hope you enjoy. If you've any questions about these brands, if you've never heard of them before, if you want to know any more information, most of these, like, this is all I've tried from the brand, but my friends certainly love loads of these brands. So if you've got questions, I might know what the buzz is about certain products. So do stick them down in the comments. But yeah, hope you're having a great St. Patrick's Day or mid-March in general. And I just thought this would be a bit of fun. And This is my first ever get ready with me, so forgive me if the filming isn't perfect. You may notice I'm not at my house, I'm at my mother-in-law's house. And yeah, I just thought this would be a good opportunity to film. I did wear green for the occasion. Obviously, I'm filming this in advance of St. Patrick's Day. I will upload it on St. Patrick's Day, but I thought green would be best. This, I know it looks like a t-shirt, but it's actually a dress from Asda. So yeah, let's get into it. I better zoom you in just slightly. This should be fun. So the first product, you can see I have had this a very, very long time. This is from a brand called Sculpted by Aimee, or Aimee Connolly is her name. And you can see we've got this lovely lip balm. They do it in a rose color as well, but I really love this. And I know I've talked about it before, but it really saved my lips after a particular, after I'd used a all-in-one product that can be used as a lipstick or a blush. After I used that on my lips for the first time, my lips were in bits, so this was the only thing that saved them. This is the old packaging, so it has this just flat twist top. The new packaging is shaped to directly apply it from the packaging, which I definitely do want to get. Most or maybe all of Sculpted by Aimee's products are made in Korea, so this is no different. And yeah, I really like it. As you can see, like pink and rose gold are very much her brand vibes. So next up, another Sculpted by Aimee product. So this is the Beauty Base Protect. She's got a line of maybe 4 or 5 different primers, and they're all called Beauty Base and come in packaging like this. You can get minis, and I was considering that, but I found the full size in Boots and I just went for it. So again, the pink and the rose gold, and yeah, so all in one moisturizing primer with SPF 50. So this will be my sun protection for today. So I am using quite a bit. Obviously, I live in Ireland. Today I'm in England. There isn't that much sun here. You might want to use more if you are in a sunnier place. So I have very oily skin, so I was a little worried about this being too oily, but I haven't found that. I found it gives a nice sheen, but it's not too much. And I really like that it is a skincare and makeup step in terms of priming the skin for makeup and giving that sun protection. Put some on my neck as well. Not that my neck is going to be getting much sun today. I'm not sure if we're even... Oh, I have to go to the shops, but other than that, I don't think we'll be going out much, so... So I really like the pump on this, and I think the packaging is quite cute. This wasn't super cheap. I think the lip balm is €12. Can't remember how much this is, but I will put it up. Wear this on bare skin for a radiant and protected base every day. Wear this mixed into foundation for a quicker look on the go. So I won't be doing that. Obviously, if you're mixing it in and you're not applying enough to get the SPF, then you're not getting all of that SPF 50, which I do want. SPF 50 broad spectrum protection, hyaluronic acid for hydration, translucent color to suit all skin tones. Obviously, I can't really comment on that. It's not putting any cast on my skin, but I will say Sculpted by Aimee does have models with loads of different skin tones, which is great in their promotional photos and stuff like that. So I'm sure there are, you can see if this does give a white cast on deeper skin. Peptides for skin conditioning. So yeah, I'm really happy. As you can see, just like slight radiance, not too much. Like buried in there, there is a subtle sunblock smell, but it's not too intense. So yeah, really, really like this. Very happy with this. I think definitely I'll be using this up as we get into the sunnier months. I am going to continue to use this. I really, really like it. So that's what it looks like on my bare skin. I've got some natural light right in front of me and a lamp just beside me. It's not a super grey day, but it's not the brightest. Excuse me. So now, eyes. So this is, I was the most excited about this. I'm going to use my Catrice Grip to Last eye primer. It is not Irish. I could have gotten the Be Perfect eye primer. Sorry, I can't get this open. I could have gotten the Be Perfect eye primer, and I did look for it. I saw Be Perfect in Boots and maybe somewhere else. And then actually on the ferry on the way here, the shop on the Ulysses, which is an Irish ferries, a big car ferry, an Irish ferries boat. The shop actually had, I think they had some Sculpted by Aimee maybe. Oh no, they had Kash Beauty and they had Be Perfect. And I did look again to see if the Be Perfect eye primer is there, but it wasn't. They'd like loads of products, but just obviously that's not necessarily a product everyone is buying. I didn't want to order it online because I just didn't want to place another order for just one thing. So, because the price did become a consideration the further we got into this little project. So I decided, you know what, it's okay for me to use a different eye primer. Obviously some people would use, I have concealers here, some people would use concealer. I just absolutely cannot do that because my eyeshadow will disappear. So I figured you would forgive me for this, and not all of you will even use eye primer, so I think that's fine. So now we get to the actually very exciting thing. So this is from Hildun Beauty, and this is their Mythical Romance Luxe Eyeshadow Quad. So it comes in this nice box. Again, rose gold. We've got a little tag here from the warehouse or whatever, and it tells us all about the ingredients of each individual shade. It lasts 24 months and weighs, we have 7.2 grams of eyeshadow. So big enough pans. And obviously Charlotte Tilbury vibes here. I would say Charlotte Tilbury is kind of the #1 brand of, you know, my friends, people in my circle. It is being caught up to rapidly by Sculpted by Aimee, but so I can absolutely see, I think Sculpted by Aimee as well with the rose gold is inspired by Charlotte Tilbury. I can see why people know this kind of aesthetic is very popular, and it makes a lot of sense. We've got on the back here their lovely little H, which just kind of reminds me of Hourglass, so I think it's quite fancy and special. Like, there's one on a product that we're going to be looking at later. And then we've got the shade names on the back here: Celeste, Mulberry, Haze, and Aurora. I do like shade names. I don't know why that is, but I really, really like them. We don't have the ingredients on the back, so if you want to be able to reference back to the ingredients, you'd have to keep the box. Obviously, I'm sure they have them on the website. So here it is. Ah, it's so beautiful. I just love it. So I have done more intense looks with this using all 4 shades. I did that the other day actually, and I got a bit of footage of it, so I will insert what that looks like. But today we're going to do a more simple look, partially because of what I'm doing with my day, and partially because I really struggled, and this is quite frustrating, but I really struggled to find like cool toned blush, bronzer, lip products. There were a few, but just not as many options as I would have liked. And obviously I was looking at stuff online that might have worked, but every time I was swatching things in person that I thought might have worked from looking online, it was actually all very warm toned. So we are not going to use these two beautiful shades here. We are going to use these two shades to go for a more neutral look, and that will go with the more warm toned products that I've got for the rest of the face. So I think that works for today. My plan originally was to go for a cool toned look inspired by this palette and have everything go with that, but it just didn't work out that I was finding things that would go with the mauve, very cool toned vibes of if I were to use this complete palette. So we are going to use Aurora, which I think is this one, and Haze, which is this one. Obviously, very, very simple look, but I think also in line with modern eyeshadow style, which obviously for some people is to not wear eyeshadow at all. That ain't me. But, you know, lighter sparkly shimmers are very in. And in fact, I am going to do some swatching and see what I have that's similar to this formula, because the formula of these shimmers is stunning. I'm just using my Delium Tools brush. I did consider buying brushes as well, but the price of this whole project was just getting out of hand. So, and I do not need any more brushes, even though I just had a package arrive from Alter Ego, which includes some brushes. So I'll be playing with those as soon as I get back to Ireland. How do you guys celebrate St. Patrick's Day, or do you at all? Obviously, if you are not Irish, if you don't live somewhere where it is celebrated, it isn't going to mean much to you. But like, even if you're not Irish, if you're in the States, I'm sure there's lots going on. I do remember I was talking to a journalist. It's funny because I think she was from the New York Times, or the Wall Street Journal or something. It was about like protest movements in Ireland years ago, but she then phoned me for a follow-up on St. Patrick's Day, and she was surprised that like I had the day off work. And it's like, yeah, this is our national holiday, we have the day off work. It is very frustrating when it, like this year, is a Monday, so people have to go to work on Tuesday, because we do like to have a drink on celebration days like that, so that can be difficult for people. But it's actually part of my normal days off this year, which is nice because then I get a day in lieu. So obviously just very basic, but I think quite neutral. I'm sure some people would say this is very cool toned, but on me, I think quite neutral. And I'm very happy with the way that it does build on itself a bit, so I can have it a bit lighter on the inner portion and a bit deeper on the outside. Obviously I could use the mulberry shade to deepen it up more, but I do want to keep it very neutral, so I'm not going to do that today. It's going to build up a little more out here. And with my hooded eyes, I do kind of like to do some of it with my eyes open to ensure that I am getting enough colour above my crease where you will still be able to see it when I'm actually talking and things like that. Okie dokes, the shape is not perfect. You may or may not be able to tell my eyes are quite different shapes, and I generally am happy with what I do on this eye and unhappy with what I do on that eye, because it's like more hooded and downturned over here, and it's just very difficult. Eee, shimmer, 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 shimmer. Oh, look at that, just stunning. Obviously I'll insert proper swatches, but just here is the shade we're going to use. I definitely want to do some comparison to my Urban Decay Moondust shadows. I have a palette from them with 4 shades, and I want to see how this compares, because it is that sparkly, just very beautiful sheen. And there it is dispersed on that one finger. So yeah, I'm going to try and do a more light and dispersed look today. We shall see if I'm able to achieve that. So I'm like getting it on my finger and then tapping it on the back of my hand so there's not too much on my finger. We're going for that ethereal, just scattered look. Oh yeah. Not sure if it is quite as visible on camera as I would like it to be, but we shall try. I was going to paint my nails green, but obviously I'm going to paint them green for St. Patrick's Day, so just stuck with the purple for now. I have a green shade in my manicurist collection that I got for my birthday. Okie dokie. So, very simple, but I love it, and I think it's going to, I think it goes very well with this dress actually, and I think it's going to be neutral enough to go with the warm tones that we've got going on later. So yeah, these two very basic shades to get this very basic look, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to go and wash my hands because otherwise I will be getting glitter all over the rest of my face. So I'll go do that now. Okay, so I am pretty happy with that. My blend over here isn't perfect, but once we've got the base done, we can fiddle with it a little bit more. Oh, look at those shimmers. They do have a warm toned quad, and yeah, it's definitely on my wish list. Having tried this formula, it is 100% on my wish list. So I'm very excited, and they did kind of ask on their social media if people would buy a bigger palette if they made it, and I'm like, yes, please, please, please. These palettes are €25, which I think is pretty good value. You know, they are big eyeshadow pans, and you know, you're getting this nice aesthetic. I will say the packaging doesn't feel as high quality as something like a Charlotte Tilbury, but it does feel higher quality than certainly like my drugstore things or whatever. So I think it is perfectly priced in that it's like in between, because like a Charlotte Tilbury quad is like €55, so that's about twice, that's more than twice the price of this. So I think it's fair enough that the packaging isn't as high quality as that, but it feels pretty good and sturdy, and I really like the mirror, which is quite important for me with a small eyeshadow palette. So yeah, really happy with that. And now we are moving on to our third brand of the video. I only have two products from this brand. This is Kash Beauty, and this is their Aura Skin Radiant Foundation, a makeup skincare hybrid enriched with a patent pending ingredient, Rejuvelac Quinoa. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I thought this was beautiful. Kash Beauty, so Hildun Beauty, their founder, blah blah, you may not have heard of, but Kash Beauty, the creator, is a makeup artist, and she does, you know, very intense looks on Instagram and I forgot what TikTok was called there and whatever, so you may or may not have seen her around. But yeah, I think this bottle is just stunningly beautiful. Aura Skin Radiant Foundation, Kash, and I got the lightest shade, which is Serene. So this is also made in Korea. I wonder actually where the Hildun stuff is made. I don't see it on the packaging, but if I... Oh, made in Italy. Very nice. Very nice. So as you can see, most of this stuff is not made in Ireland. And in fact, I'm not sure if any makeup at all is made in Ireland. So it is very interesting to see, like, they are going for, you know, the nice labs, Korea, Italy, etc. So yeah, really like this. I think the bottle is really cute. Looks like a big bottle of nail varnish. And then we have a pump. These are not first impressions. I know I've been taking things out of the box, but I just wanted you to see, you know, that you're getting all of this information 96% agree that the foundation provides a healthy, radiant glow to the skin, seamlessly blending for a flawless finish. Medium buildable coverage foundation, lightweight formula, non-comedogenic, designed in Ireland, made in Korea with the latest skincare innovation. So a lot of these brands will say, you know, designed or created in Ireland and made abroad, which I think is great that they're honest. And that, you know, people, if people are, for example, trying to shop local because of the environment or whatever, to know like these things are still being shipped from far away. So yeah, here it is. I don't want to do it on the back of my hand because I still probably have a little bit of glitter there from the eyeshadow. So here is what the foundation looks like. As you can see, a little runny, but not super runny. I have been very happy with this foundation the couple of times that I have used it. Obviously, it's not like a light skin tint or anything like that. I would say Sculpted by Aimee is kind of the most popular in terms of base products. They have quite a range of skin tints to higher coverage foundations, dewy finish, matte finish, etc. Whereas most of the other brands perhaps only have one type of foundation or things like that, or none at all yet. Like Hildun doesn't have one yet. But I couldn't find a shade light enough for me from swatching things on the back of my hand in Boots from the Sculpted by Aimee range. And I was so happy when I found this that it was light enough for me. So, as you can see, very light. But we're trying to go for, like, my face is very rosy. We're trying to go for a bit more at the very light tones I've got more on my neck, etc. So this is one pump, so I think it'll be plenty and possibly too much, but we'll see how we go. My sponge actually also is bought in Ireland. It's from Pennies, or Primark as it's called in the rest of the world. So I think medium buildable is a perfect description for this. I'm sure it's not radiant enough for some people. For me, this is great that it's not too radiant. I don't like, you know, metallic foundations. I don't understand how people get those to work. So I'm really happy with it. And obviously Kash Beauty have loads of other highlighting products. They've got like glowy liquids so you can mix in or use as liquid highlighters, which I do not have today because the blush I got is plenty glowy enough, but could use that kind of thing to make it more radiant. But I think, you know, it's certainly not a flat matte by any means. So yeah, I'm really happy with it and really pleased with the shade that it is light enough for me and the undertone isn't nuts. Oh, I just noticed this, that they have like the embossed logo there of the K. That's cute. That's very nice. The packaging feels like really luxe. I think this was €32, so not cheap by any means, but not crazy expensive either. So speaking of, this is the point where I started running out of money, but also having an issue in terms of the shades I was finding of products I could swatch in store. Obviously, there are brands that are only available online, like Hildun's only online, but I knew from what I saw, I was like, I have to have that palette. I have to have it. So I now decided to incorporate some things from a brand where I'm kind of cheating. So Pennies is the OG. They are the original. The Henry Street store in Dublin is the first ever shop, and I've been going there my whole life. Then they were bought by, or whatever, Primark, and it became this massive global phenomenon. And you have obviously massive Primark shops all over Europe and several in the US now as well. I'm not sure if they're anywhere beyond that, but it's a huge international brand now. But it was originally Irish, so I've decided to include them here just because there were things where I was like, I've run out of money, I don't know where to go from here. So I've talked about this before, the PS My Perfect Colour concealer stick in Porcelain. This is €1.50, so obviously much cheaper. I found this years ago. This is my fourth or third one. Not that I've been using them up, but the packaging breaks. It is only $1.50, but this is newer packaging, this silver. They used to be like a black bullet, so I'm hoping that this packaging won't break as quickly. I found this because Robert Welsh talked about it actually being wonderful on his channel, so I agree, it's fantastic. I'm going to go just with my finger for now. I do have a concealer brush here, but I just find it works really well. Now I've got some darkness. Ideally I would also have a colour corrector, which Sculpted by Aimee does have one, but I was just like, we've run out of money, and I love my colour corrector from Catrice, so I didn't want to just double up on a product totally unnecessarily. So we've also got some acne. I'd say in particular that we've got up here, but it's not as bad. So I have got the Sculpted by Aimee Complete Cover Up Cream Concealer, and I think, you know, packaging wise, it's looking quite like the NARS. A little pot of high coverage concealer. So again, got the lovely rose gold, and this is the shade Porcelain also. Most products I own, the shade name is Porcelain, so that's another thing in favour of the Kash Beauty Foundation, that it is called Serene and not Porcelain. So this is quite, you know, tough, quite dense, and there's what it looks like on the back of my hand. I feel like this worked perfectly. Other times I've done it and now it's not working. It's doing something. I just think the texture is really being caught in the light on camera in a way that it's not fully being caught in person, which is interesting. Just using this Stylium Tools brush again to a different one, but to blend around the edges. Not perfect. I think it works better up here. Again, on camera you can kind of see the differentiation between the concealer and the foundation quite clearly, and in person it's really not obvious at all, so that's just interesting. But yeah, pretty happy with that. I was very pleased to be able to get quite a high coverage concealer, and I have been very happy with it. You know, I had more breakouts a few weeks ago when I first started using this, and I was using it a bit more and really liking how it was working for me. So I am very pleased with that, and this is adding something to my collection that I really didn't have before, because I've got lots of concealers that are aimed at use under the eye and not that many that are aimed at spot concealing on the face. So I have tried this under my eyes. I think it's just maybe slightly too much. We'll see if these imperfections here start bothering me enough, and I'll give it a go. We shall see. Now for powder, we have Sculpted by Aimee Mini Velvet Veil Invisible Pressed Setting Powder. I was thrilled to get this in the mini because, as I talk about all the time, I am always losing my powders in my handbags, and the idea of just having a mini that can just permanently be in my handbag And it's again this lovely rose packaging, plastic, but feels decent quality, really nice. And it's just a white powder. I have no idea about how invisible it would be on different skin tones, but it's pretty invisible on me. But before we do that, we're going to do bronzer and blush because we've got cream options. So I already owned this. This is the PS Pro Cream Bronze Buildable Coverage in light to medium. Ruth decluttered this to me. I absolutely love it. So this is from Pennies or Primark as well. And then I decided to go for this cream blush, illuminating cream blush, luminous finish pink is the shade. Obviously these are Charlotte Tilbury dupes. As I said, Charlotte Tilbury is very popular. So there is the bronzer and here is the blush. So this blush, and to be honest, the vast majority of blushes that I was finding when I was swatching, sorry, I've done these swatches in the most awkward place. I might insert swatches that are less ridiculously placed. So in terms of bronzers, I was having extreme difficulty of things being very, very warm toned and very dark. I've said it before, Ireland is huge in terms of fake tan sales. Not these companies that I'm talking about today, but a lot of companies, so like Sosu Cosmetics, maybe not Be Perfect, but loads of Irish brands start out as fake tan brands and then they expand into makeup, skincare, whatever. So fake tan is huge. So if most of your customer base are wearing fake tan because that's how they started using your products, obviously they are not my color when they're then going to choose their bronzer, their blush, whatever. They want things that will go with their fake tan shades. So I just had extreme difficulty and I decided I'm not going to buy, you know, a more expensive blush or bronzer that I'm not totally happy with the colour of. So I decided to go with a very affordable blush and a bronzer I already owned. And I know I love the formula of these because I love this bronzer. I was so happy when Ruth gave it to me because I've always wanted to try the Charlotte Tilbury one. And the like blendability of, I'm going to use this Eco Tools brush, and the blendability of this type of format I always found very appealing because I want a very subtle bronze for my very pale skin. The opposite of what most of the Irish market is geared towards. So now I'm not alone. Obviously there are loads of people who don't wear fake tan like me, but you know, these are smaller brands. They're not going to have everything. They're not going to have the thing that doesn't sell as well. So I did that entirely just looking at the camera. So look in the mirror, see what it actually looks like in person. Yeah, not bad. So obviously very subtle, but that is my style. I'll do a little more up here. I haven't twisted it open again because it just is too much then and you're wasting product. So just these very light, this very light amount that you get from what's still on the sponge. So yeah, on this side of my face where I have the artificial light, you can see it a bit better. And then on this side, I'm being slightly washed out by the natural light. But I think that's all right. Good to see it in both contexts, actually. And now for the blush, just a lot of shades across all the brands I was looking at that were very NARS Orgasm, Milani Luminoso vibes. And this is very much in that wheelhouse. as with many brands, glowy, glowy, glowy is the vibe of the day. So I just felt I don't need a concealer or a highlighter in addition to such a glowy blush. This is the stippling brush from e.l.f. Or not the, I think they have a few, but these are the precision blushes with the clear handles are really, brushes with the clear handles are really nice. So you can see like it's a really gold sheen. There's actually not that much base pigment of the pink. Do feel maybe slightly more, just because obviously we're going to be powdering over this, so we do want it to still be visible. And I'm just going to get my sponge with no additional product, but to try and just blend in around the edges. Yeah, I am happy with that. So this blush is not lighting up my life. I think it was maybe $3.50. But a lot of the blushes were this kind of shade, and I was like, I don't want to invest more money in something like that because it's not a favorite. But this I really, really like, and just to get this very subtle look for every day for me works really well. So now we will try out the Sculpted pressed powder velvet veil. And I've got this Real Techniques brush. Do these have numbers? Contour brush 206. And just tapping it on, but I am trying to get it everywhere on the brush. And we'll start just there under the eyes, and then the T-zone, obviously on top of the concealer, quite important. And then now that I have a bit less on my brush, go more fully under my eyes and the rest of my face. I have very oily skin, so I'm just trying to like press the powder into my skin fully because I need its help. For longevity, I need help. And it's unusual for me to do a fully cream look, you know, so very subtle on the blush and bronzer, but my face doesn't feel lifeless to me, so I'm happy enough with that. And I can't really go back because I've used a powder now and I only have cream products, so here we are. So obviously we're looking a bit strange with no lips and no brows and lashes done. Similarly for mascara, I went for pennies. So this is the PS Pro Extreme Lash Mascara. Lasting definition and volume, designed to lengthen lashes. And I bought this purely because it was brown, and as you guys know, I love a brown mascara. And this was €4. Obviously very nice packaging, they've got a lot going on here. Some of the products in pennies will have this kind of elaborate packaging, and some of them will just be wrapped in plastic and have the price on it. So this is what the actual mascara looks like. Extreme Lash Mascara. I love that the tube is brown, which I didn't know because it was inside this packaging, but I love that the tube is brown because it's just obvious. And here is what the brush looks like. So it is that, you know, better than sex shape, I think, of the like hourglass brush. Now, I've used this mascara several times. I like it. I don't love it. And I think that's fine. So Am I going to do that first or am I going to do eyeliner first? I might do eyeliner first actually, so hold all of those thoughts. We are back to Hildun Beauty, and this is their Immortal Metallic Eyeliner in Taupe. We've got the beautiful H at the top. The packaging just feels quite nice. It lasts 24 months and it is made in Germany. So, oh, the distribution is in Dublin 14, so that could be back near Dundrum. So we've got the beautiful colour at the bottom. We've got really nice all along the sides of the packaging, Hildun, the name, and we've got the shade name there as well, Taupe. And here's what the actual pencil looks like. I've used this a lot. I will sacrifice for you guys and swatch it on the back of my hand now. This is going to be stuck on the back of my hand for several hours now because this is a really long lasting formula. I'll do more and see if I can show you the shimmer properly. Okay, so I will swatch this later in different contexts and try and show you the beautiful sheen that this has. Like, it truly is gorgeous. So while it is brand new, you actually can wipe it off. Last time I was swatching it on my hand, I didn't, so I got most of it off. I didn't remove it straight away, and then it was really not hard to get it off, but just, you know, you wash your hands and all the rest of the swatches wash away. It does not wash away, so it was there for several hours. So I'm not good with eyeliner. I don't wear a lot of eyeliner, but I do love a shimmery eyeliner. So I'm going to tightline my upper lashes where you won't really see the benefit of the shimmer, but you know, you will see the product. So better than nothing. And then we'll see if I get brave enough to do my lower lashes as well. So I'm just going to move the camera back slightly so I can directly put my mirror right in front. And get into this. I'm going to do this slowly, allow myself breaks to blink. I'm psyching myself up for this. I'm doing this for you guys. Obviously I have been using it a lot, and I've sharpened it and everything. Oh, it just, I think, adds instant definition, which is great. So we're doing like a bit of tight line, a bit of waterline. It's all a bit messy. It's all in there. In terms of makeup style in Ireland, I would say you've got a lot of people who don't ever wear makeup except for the occasional special occasion. And then you've got people who wear, you know, quite subtle makeup, you know, looking a bit prettier makeup. And then you've got a lot of people who wear eyeliner every day, absolutely no matter what. Like, I've loads of friends who won't leave the house without eyeliner on. They might have very little other makeup, but eyeliner is their thing. So eyeliners are definitely a staple, a beloved staple in Ireland. I'd say both like liquid liners, pencil liners, and pencil liner on the waterline, like a black pencil liner on the waterline is very, very, very popular. So yeah, I am actually very happy with this. Am I brave enough to do my lower? Ooh, that's right. Very nice. So the reason I was wondering about my bravery of doing my lower lash line is that I think this is gorgeous on the lower lash line. Like, I'm not sure if you can fully see the sheen, but I've been wearing it several times and like catching myself in the mirror being like, that is stunning on the lower waterline rather than lash line. But because it is a deeper color that really contrasts very heavily with my skin, I just have to be a bit more careful with it. And I'm used to, like, I've been using those metallic duochrome eyeliners from Catrice or Essence on my lower lash line, just like real messy, because they're a very light color and it's just not that obvious when I mess up and go all over the place. With this, it's much more obvious when I mess up and go all over the place. But I think this really works and actually look much more normal now with the makeup all over my face and some definition for my lashes. So obviously having the taupe eyeliner, I wanted a brown mascara, and in general I love brown mascara. So let's give this Extreme Lash from Primark pennies a go. So I hold a mirror directly below and look down into it so I can minimize mascara getting all over my lashes, over my lid. It's not the end of the world when it does. You just let it dry and then wipe it off, but I'd rather save myself the trouble. Head hair is trying to get in the way. I did fully tie my hair back to just have it out of the way. Also, I don't have a hairband here, or yeah, hairband, like an Alice band is what I mean. Not the brownest of browns, like most people would think this is a black mascara. You can see, like, it's a very dark brown, which is very popular, you know. Brown black, brown black mascara is very popular. Actually, the oh my god, What a Complete Ashling books, if you've read them, how that whole concept started is the two creators were chatting and one of them was like, why is brown mascara available? Like, who even wears brown mascara? And then the other one said, oh, do you know who wears it? Ashling, this like stereotype girl, and she's from the country and she's up in Dublin working, and she you know, is prim and proper and doing things the right way and whatever. And she doesn't want it to be too harsh, so she wears brown mascara. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want it to be too harsh, so I wear brown mascara. Absolutely. But then they've created this whole line of books. There was like a huge group on Facebook, OMG, What a Complete Ashling, of like just millions of women, or people would talk about everything. And now they have all these books and they're a huge success. It's great. I feel like I look insane. I'm not at a good angle for filming here, but so yeah, I think this looks lovely. It is definitely by no means my favorite mascara that I've ever tried, like, at all. I do feel now, because I've done the eyeliner on the lower lash, I have to do mascara on the lower lash, which just isn't something I do every day. I would do it for like a night out, but I don't always do it during the day. I'm a crier and it's much easier to not make a mess if you have nothing on your lower lash line. Also, it just looks like subtle and nice. I know a lot of glasses wearers do more on their lower lash than they do on their lid, but I ignore the fact that nobody can see my lids with my glasses on. I just do everything up there anyway. Yeah, I think that works. It's quite a dry formula. I didn't redip, but I could see a lot of people wanting to redip between eyes because it is so dry. But yeah, I like that. Looking a bit intense. I'm not used to the eyeliner, but I think it works. I think it works. What next? We'll do brows next. They're looking a bit haggard. Okay, so I am very boring with my brows, and don't do a huge amount to them. I've got this little eyebrow spoolie from Essence. Just going to comb through them. I don't normally need to do this, but they're just looking a bit more all over the place than usual. So I, again, from Primark, got this 3-in-1 brow pencil, and you can see it's like really, really long. So we've got a tinted brow gel with a beautiful tiny spoolie, a triangular pencil. I will insert swatches of these three. This is what's confusing because there are 3 parts. I keep forgetting, like this is a pull off, but the other 2 are twist off. And in the middle here, we've got this brow powder. So we have got a lot of options here. I was hoping that like a felt tip pen would be part of it because I don't have one of those, and I thought that would be nice. This would be a nice opportunity to try that kind of format. And they did have a single brow pen like that, but I couldn't find a shade I thought would work for me. This shade is a bit dark for me, so I'm not going to use all 3. I have used all 3. I've tried all of them. I don't love the pencil. I think the powder works and I think the gel works. My favorite is the gel. The only thing I don't like about the gel is that the handle is over here, or the spoolie is over here and the product is over here. I wish it was the other way around, that the product was in the handle and that the spoolie was in the base, because this feels ridiculous. It's so long. It's so long. Obviously you can just hold it closer, but it's odd. It's an odd feeling. But I think this was $3.50 for like all 3 of these products, which I think is kind of amazing. It's a bit dark for me, but it'll do. It'll do. Let me get my mirror set back up. Okie dokie. So the other thing I don't love about this is you've got 3 things and none of them is a clean spoolie. So I have my Essence one again. I love, you know, a dual sided pencil that has the pencil on one end and a clean spoolie on the other. The brand that if I had unlimited money, I would have gone for, there are some like specialist brow brands and stuff in Ireland, but I probably would have tried the Sculpted by Aimee stuff. She's got 2 mascaras and she's got like a tinted brow gel and maybe a pencil as well. I definitely would have tried her tinted brow gel if I had the money, but this will do. I know, not the most impressive result, not the most impressive brow. They're not my forte and they're not the thing that interests me. So I'm not too worried. I think it works. I think it works. It's not my favorite, but I think it works. So I feel like my hair is getting more and more flyaways and messy. So lastly, because the only thing now that's looking very bizarre is lips. So for lips, I've got 2 products. I've got the Hildun Beauty Melting Moisturizing Lip Balm in Hildun Glow. They've got 3 shades of this. I found it very difficult to tell online. Sorry, here's what the packaging looks like. Really nice plastic, but looks really nice and feels nice. And we've got the shade name at the end there. So if you had all 3, you would have to look at the bottom to see the shade. And here it is. It's one of these clicky pens. I found it very difficult to tell online if this would be warm toned or cool toned. I was hoping it would be cool toned. It's not. But I really like it. I think it feels nice. I think it looks nice. So Hildun have 3 lip liners as well, and again, if money was no object, I would have bought one of those. But I think just a very easy, everyday, neutral, I think a lot of people would love this product. And I am really liking it. Obviously, this is perfectly moisturized for me, but for the purpose of showing you as many products as possible, we are going to top it with a gloss. So this is the Kash Beauty Starlight lip gloss. And actually Ruth also decluttered this to me. I quite like the packaging. It's this like very square. Like most kind of square makeup products, the edges will all be very rounded, and these are not that rounded, but I think it looks really sleek and nice, and I love anything that won't roll away on your desk. So yeah, Ruth gave me this and I thought it was pretty color, nice sparkly gloss. It has this adapter, it's like the regular doe foot adapter, but it's missing the like kind of fuzzy thing, but it works really well. I think it's good, and it's easy to be precise with it, which I don't necessarily need for a product like this, but I can imagine with a liquid lipstick or something, or even just a more pigmented gloss, having that kind of applicator would be great. This does have a strong scent. It's like, I guess vanilla, but it's quite a strong cakey scent, and like it's not marzipan, but it's something like that of, it's like an unusual, to me, to my knowledge, an unusual cake scent. Like I would totally expect to go into a bakery in Germany and get a cake or a biscuit that tasted like this. So personally, I would try and go in store, like they sell this in Boots, they sell this brand in Boots, and smell their lip glosses before buying them, because I can imagine not everyone loving this scent, but I don't mind it. This isn't necessarily the best application footage, because I am trying not, like I've just wiped off the doe foot before I dip in more, not to get too much of the Hildun product onto this spoolie, but anyway, or doe foot. I guess it's not doe foot, I guess it's just like an applicator. So lots of shine added there, and I will say it has like, can you see that it has like pieces of glitter in it, but they don't feel strange at all. They don't feel gritty. I'll do a little swatch. No, I will take better swatch footage and insert it and show you the two side by side. So this is it. This is the finished look. Let me clean up some of what I've got built up in front of me and the back of my hand and get into some final thoughts. So this is the final look. As you can see, very, you know, subtle in terms of the cheek products, nice nude lip and neutral eyeshadow. I am very happy with this. This is very much, I could wear this any day of the week in Ireland doing anything and nobody would think this was over the top makeup. Obviously the eyeliner does zhuzh it up a little, but I wouldn't say too dramatically at all. So yeah, I think very much, now the sun's getting slightly brighter, it's washing out the lower half of my face. Here we go. I've just come over closer to the window so you can see the eyeshadow in natural light. I just love the sheen. I think it's so beautiful. And here's the whole look in natural light actually. Which yeah, I think I could do with a bit more colour on my cheeks, but I'm not mad at it. And obviously if I'd bought powder products, I could top up on top of the powder. Yeah. I did want to go through what my favourites were from today's video. And my all-time favorite is the concealer from Penny's. This is just really great formula. I really love it, and for €1.50 you just can't go wrong. The packaging is rubbish. It remains to be seen if this silver packaging is any better than the black bullet packaging was before, which just broke quite quickly. So I am going to try depotting it into and see if I like it better, if I like using it from a little pot rather than the stick, and then that'll solve the packaging issue for me. Obviously frustrating, but you know, you get what you pay for, and you're not paying for much in terms of the packaging there. So that's my all-time favorite. In terms of new discoveries from today's video, absolutely the Hildun Beauty palette is my favorite. They have a warm toned quad. I'm very tempted. We'll see with my project pan No Buy Goals if I can build up the ability to buy that. They also have teased possibly doing a bigger palette, and if they do a big palette and it has these shimmers, I'm buying it, because I just think this is ideal. 2 shimmers, 2 mattes. You really can do a few different looks from this one palette. So I did a much more intense look with all 4 shades the other day. I have footage of that I can insert, and it's really, really beautiful, but it is, you know, it's more of a night out look. Today's look, very everyday, wearable, but still special. You know, these shimmers are really special. So I just absolutely love it. If they release any more of these shimmers, I will 100% be buying them. Packaging wise, really happy with it. Really good mirror. You know, it feels like a €25 palette in terms of it's not the level of amazing packaging of like the Charlotte Tilbury quads, but those are twice the price of these, so that makes sense. This feels really good quality. Obviously we'll see how well it lasts and whatever, but it feels more substantial than like my drugstore palettes and whatever. I'm really happy with this packaging. I think it's beautiful. Obviously if I do get the other one, I'll have to look on the back for the shade name, so that could be frustrating if they wind up doing a big line or whatever. I hope they'll differentiate a bit more on the packaging so it's a bit easier. But I know a lot of brands with their quads, they're all in a particular type of packaging, and it's obviously cheaper to just put a sticker on the back with the name. But even I wish there was like a color on the back, like if the shades with the things with the shade names here had the color, then it'd be like really easy. I wouldn't have to read the words. I'd just be able to see the color and know straight away which is which if I do wind up getting the other one, but I'm very tempted and I think I will. My second favorite is the Kash Beauty foundation. I'm just so happy with the color of this in particular. I love the shade name as well. I think Serene is really nice. I think this is beautiful. I'm not necessarily going to use this up and repurchase it just because I have so many foundations, and in particular I have lots of drugstore foundations that I love, but I would be open to getting this again and trying the concealer actually from Kash Beauty. So yeah, I'm really happy. I love the finish as well. It's not too radiant, but it's not a flat matte either. So yeah, and 1 pump for this coverage, and obviously you could build up slightly more. I think is medium buildable, exactly as described. I think the packaging is beautiful, the little K in the lid and everything. So I'm really happy with that, and I would be very much open to trying other base products from Kash Beauty on the basis of this experience. I'm not necessarily going to rebuy this, just, you know, it's not the cheapest, and I do have cheaper foundations that I do really love as well. And then third favorite, I was hemming and hawing because I do really like the primer from Sculpted by Aimee, but again, it's just much more expensive than my favorite sunblock for my face, which is the Biore UV. So very happy with this. I don't think I'll be repurchasing this though, but I really, really like it. But my favorite that I think I probably will repurchase at some stage is the Sculpted by Aimee Velvet Veil Invisible Pressed Setting Powder, because it is a mini. A, I think it works well as a powder, very happy with it, and B, as an oily skin person, I need a powder I can just carry around in my bag. We've got the little mirror. I do wish the mirror was slightly bigger. Like it works, it's good, but I do wish it was... Oh, sorry, the reason it's not pristinely clear is because I haven't taken the plastic off it, but it is a good mirror. I always wish my mirrors went to the very edge of the packaging to give you as much utility as possible, but I think it's a pretty good size, and the product in general is just the perfect size for carrying around in my bag. And I can absolutely see this being, you know, this and a little brush in every handbag for every important day or night out or big long day or whatever, and that I will hit pan in this and I will repurchase it. That's how much I like the format. It's just plastic, but it feels sturdy and good, and I think it's going to last well. We'll see, but my instinct is this is a beloved, this is the beginning of a long love affair, and I'm going to be relying on this quite a bit. So yeah, those are my favorites. In terms of fails, I wouldn't say anything truly failed. I don't love the blush, but it's fine. It is what it is. And I think a lot of people would love the blush, but I just don't. Part of that is that there isn't enough base pigment in it. It's very shimmery. And part of it is just the colour in general. I would love a cooler tone. But anywho, so I definitely won't be repurchasing that blush. And similarly, I will not repurchase this mascara, which it's fine. It's not brown enough and it's a bit drier than I would like my mascara formula. And I won't be repurchasing this, even though this is such good value and I'm relatively happy with my brows. I think they're a bit dark. And I like that you get the three. I would like to try the brow powder a little bit more. That is a format that I have liked in the past. And I've liked using it fine, but I didn't fall in love with it. But I quite dislike the pencil on this. It's just a bit meh. And I think if you're going to have three different things, like, and you're going to have a pencil, have a really fine pencil so that it's, you know, being used in addition to the other products. But like with this big pencil, it's just kind of like, why do I need all three of these? I don't. So yeah, I won't buy this again. I won't buy that mascara again, but I would buy mascaras and brow products from Penneys otherwise, because I think they could do a nice brow gel from this. For example, I love how tiny the spoolie is, and I think the formula works grand. The colour is just a little bit deep for me, but I would be totally open if I heard a particular brow product or mascara was really good from them. And they do love to dupe things, so they could have, you know, a new Benefit dupe out, a new Thrive dupe out, whatever is the big mascara or brow product of the day. They'll have a dupe out for that eventually, and sometimes they'll be really good. So I would be kind of just listening to what people say about those, but I wouldn't buy these specific products again. But I would totally buy that bronzer again, because I'm just able to get that really subtle look that I like with it. But we'll see, because I have other bronzers I need to use up. So yeah, those are my favorites, and nothing was a dramatic fail in this, but those are my favorites. I also love the eyeliner. I wouldn't buy that shade again. I love the shade, but I want lighter colors. Like what I want to use eyeliner for the most is on my lower waterline and lash line, to just add something different to a look. They do have a silver and I'm very tempted. So if I buy the other quad from Hildun Beauty, I might buy their silver eyeliner as well. And if they do more eyeliners in lighter colors, I really like the formula, so I might go for those. There is loads of footage on their social media if you want to see people like using their eyeliners above the lash, like above the lashes, and like doing wings and everything. I'm just not that girl. So yeah, here we go. I think this is very much, you know, average, very normal Irish makeup, and what a lot of people would be using products like this to achieve on an everyday basis. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. If you guys want any more information about these brands or about these products, obviously this wasn't a first impressions, but this wasn't a thorough review either. So if you're interested in any of these and want a more thorough review, please let me know. Or indeed, if there's anything, if you live somewhere where you can't go in and swatch things in person that you would like to see swatches of, if it's something I can go and find in person in Boots or in the Sculpted by Aimee shop, or Be Perfect of a shop as well in Blanchardstown, if I can go and swatch stuff in person, I will absolutely do that. And if that'll be any help to you guys. And I do wish more brands would have swatch comparisons on their websites. I found it really hard, like with some of the lip products or cheek products. They might have 2 or 3 shades in a particular formula of a blush, and it's hard to tell what they look like because they don't have any. They might have individual images, but they've no swatch comparisons of the 3 shades in context in comparison to each other. So if I could be of any help with information like that, please let me know. And yeah, have you heard of any of these products? Do you have anything from these brands that I haven't tried that I should try? Or know of any other Irish brands I should try out? Please let me know. If you're interested in Be Perfect, I know that Ruth, I think her favourite palette is from Be Perfect, and she's currently panning a palette from Mrs. Glam, which is another Irish brand. So if you're interested in information about those, I will link some of Ruth's videos down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you in the next one. I guess because it is Seachtain na Gaeilge, Irish Week, which is surrounds St. Patrick's Day, I should say something in Irish. So instead of goodbye, I will say Slán. So were none of you going to tell me that I actually have a bit of mascara here on this lid? What was I looking at that I didn't see this? I was busy. I was busy looking at other parts of my face. What? Just went to the bathroom and in the mirror it was so obvious. So yeah, there we go. Do you know what? While we're here, let's do a little bit of our or what am I even talking about? Aurora on my inner corner. It's a bit sparkly for an inner corner. Normally I'd go for something more smooth, but I think it works. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Literally filmed half the video with mascara on my eyes. Didn't realize it. Oops. Anywho, it's not a tutorial, it's just to get ready with me, and this is how I got ready, so, you know.